Tuesday, Tuesday, where we CBT meet to get where we wanna be. A brighter future. CBT me! Welcome to Tuesday, Tuesday, where we're going to CBT me! Which means we'll be looking at an old video of mine applying cognitive behavioral therapy so we can forgive the past and promote a self-love future. CBT me! So, I had an idea. I don't know how it's gonna go. That made it worse. Woo! Tissues. Check this. I'm trying to get rid of this little doohickey. I had an idea, and this might end up being a bad idea, but we won't know until we try. All right. I'm nervous, can you tell? So, my idea is that I'm going to watch my old videos, and now, having recovered and developed myself as a human being, I'm going to test my ability to forgive myself in the past and really just love myself. I'm just gonna love myself. We're gonna see how it goes. And now, here, me being nervous is because I'm afraid that watching this, I'm gonna get sucked back into like how I felt during that time, and it's gonna bring up pain for me, which is one of the main reasons why I took down all those videos. But they were, at the time, cathartic. It was wonderful to get that off my chest, because this one in particular was the first update. Okay, a little sad Sooz. Basically, I just want to feel better. I just want to stop feeling so depressed and unhappy. And I can't even. I don't know. I go out and I'm around people and I'm anxious. If I stay by myself, I'm depressed, and I guess it's gotten worse. I want to start controlling things. Okay, we'll stop it there. So, Lil Sad Sooz in the past, 2008, this was my first video that I uploaded to the web, opening up about the troubles that I was having, because I kept it all behind a nice plastered smile on my face. And I made friends easily, and I didn't know this at the time. I didn't even recognize it until probably a few years later, but I was incredibly homesick. So poor sad Sooz was incredibly homesick and missed her family. And back home, things were getting a little rough for my siblings too. Both my older sister and my younger sister were dealing with depression, and it took my little sister opening up about it, which was around the time of this video, because whenever I heard that she was having problems, I was like, holy crap, me too. I decided to go into therapy for the first time. A lot of what went into this is me, my older sister, and my younger sister are like bam, 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 one after the other in age. We were such a great support for each other growing up, and all of a sudden, two of us are off to college. It was a lot of change. It was a lot of change to deal with. And I went all the way to a cold location to go to school, and I didn't have my friends, I didn't have my family, I didn't have my boyfriend at the time either, and I was just really anxious all the time. On top of this, this was freshman year of college, so I started drinking Los Alcoholes, which, hello Cater Cats, is a depressant and kind of screws with your mind. Especially if you're a super sensitive Sooz like this one. Alcohol is just not a good thing for me. I have all kinds of problems with it, like medically as well, and it's just not fun. I recognize this now. At the time, I was fresh into the scene, did not know it. So, let us continue. I want to start losing weight again, even though that's so. Oh no. Isn't she adorable? Don't you just want to give her a hug like she's crying? I mean, I know this is me. I know, like, honestly, that it's me. But I just want to, like, go over and give her a hug and be like, there, it gets better, I promise. Oh man. I had never experienced this level of depression. I mean, it continued for years after, unfortunately. But it was a journey. and I learned a lot. I like pointing out little things. The necklace that I'm wearing there was given to me by my first boyfriend. And you can see the pictures behind me too. Those are all my friends and family and all the hilariously good times I had in high school. And it was just such a new culture coming up to college all by myself. And I just wasn't prepared for it. And I don't think a lot of people are prepared for it. And just the cold. Seasonal affective disorder is legit, yo, and I didn't recognize it here. I recognize it now, though. Whenever it gets to be winter or cold, I'm like, oh, time to start going to see therapist again. I want to feel better, but I feel like the only way I can feel better is if I control something, because it's just chaos in my life right now. And I hate crying in front of people, and I think that's why I'm taping this, because I just can't get over it. That is a fake smile. Pointing it out right now. Susie, the actress. Watch her. Did you see that? I saw it. I knew it. Every time I watch this video, I see him like, Susie, look at you putting those pretty eyes on to be like, look, I'm so nice and happy. Girl, we know you're not happy. I catch myself on that all the time. Hark! Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn king. Okay. Oh crap, what did I say there? I was talking about controlling things. Yeah, so I had an eating disorder when I was 13. It was only for a year. I got very, very thin. My friends intervened, a guidance counselor talked to me, and I lied my way out of it. And then that same summer, I put on this face like, oh yeah, we better make me all fat and feed me up and blah blah blah. And then I acted like it didn't exist, because it wasn't propelled by this, I want to be thin to be attractive. It was more, I want to focus obsessively on food because I'm scared. That's what it was. I was able to put it off, like, because summer was stress-free. But I always worried about that, and I called it the fear. I always worried that my eating disorder would come back into my life. I choose the eating disorder to come back into my life. It was a coping mechanism for stress, and it wasn't dealt with when I was 13. I, wink wink, got rid of it myself somehow, like magically, that's what I said. And so as soon as I felt that same kind of stress at school and social kind of things, it came back into my life as my good old friend, like, oh, I'm just gonna starve. Hi guys, just gonna starve over here because I'm terrified. Life is so scary. Oh my god, not gonna eat. And then of course, when you aren't eating, you aren't thinking correctly, and so you get depressed because you are not feeding your body. There's no glucose. Oh my god, you're sad now. So now you're scared and sad. So now you're just doing all that. Oh, but your friend is the eating disorder, so keep him around, or her, or whatever you want to label it. That was my friend. My friend was starving myself. So that fake smile there was like, oh, thank God I've got my friend. Oh, but it's making me miserable. Oh, but I've got my friend. Oh, but it's making me miserable. I'm not laughing at my poor dear soul. I didn't understand it at the time, honestly. I really didn't. And that's how this all started. Oh, and now I feel like I'm gonna pass out because I'm just hyperventilating, and I'm just, oh god. I calmed down. I have no idea what helps me. I just know that I'm always crying, or I'm always anxious. And let's stop it there. What I'm doing right here is called catastrophizing. You notice that I say words like, oh, I'm always depressed and I'm always anxious. I wasn't always depressed and I wasn't always anxious. It seemed like the majority of the time, sure, I was, but I was not always. And by saying that I always was, I was promoting that fear and promoting that getting stuck in thinking that I'm always this and I'm always that, and it's never going to get better, it's never this. It's all or nothing thinking. And that's a common one when you have anxiety or depression. You don't think it's ever going to end. You think that it's always there, it's always present, and the glimpses of happiness that you have, those are just flukes, because this is my state. My state is this. Started avoiding, going places with people, and God, my mascara. I'm sorry. God. I should have washed my face before I decided to get all depressed. God, I can't even focus on my feelings when I look like crap. I'm sorry. I love that moment. I think I'm so cute there. Just complaining about mascara, just feeling really huffy puffy down on myself. And I say that with so much love. Like, she's just so freaking pitiful, and she knows it. I know it. I know I'm pitiful. I should have washed my face before I decided to get all depressed, which is kind of a joke because, like, it's not like I wanted to feel depressed and have a moment. I didn't want to have this moment. I didn't want to have any of those moments. I know, I'm supposed to talk to people. Oh no! It just feels like they won't understand me. It's ridiculous. I should give them a chance. No. There's something interesting about seeing myself bring myself down, you know? I can see how my thought process is just bringing me down, and you just want to go, oh no, and you just want to I just want to, like, take my little self and pat her on the head and go, like, it's going to be okay. And I knew that I should open up to people, and I was just so terrified. And I couldn't even really admit most of this to myself, and this, honest to God, this video was the first time I sat down and recorded my face. I don't have contacts in. I don't have my glasses on. I didn't want to watch myself. And I was kind of close to the screen. So it was maybe like this far, and I could kind of see myself, so I could see like the black smudges. That's why I was like complaining about that. Honest to God, this video is authentic. When I put this up on the web, I got like one comment, honestly, but it felt like the whole world, right? Like one comment on my first video. I got one comment saying like, oh, this can't be real, she edited it. You know, like, I did. I cut out a lot of this because it was maybe like 20 minutes of me crying and sitting there and looking really sad. And so I chopped it, like condense it, and show, I don't know, me. Who wants to sit there and watch this? Right? So, God, it's authentic. I was feeling these feels. So here we go. Let's keep going. I have an issue with opening up to people, I guess. There are times when I just want to vanish, but I don't want to die. Because I know, because you know, I'm smart. I'm smart, but I just want to do stupid things to myself. I've watched this a lot. Relapsing, and I don't know if I'm getting better. I want to call someone, but it's like 1 o'clock at night, and I don't want to trouble them with my feelings. No, I don't want to trouble them with my feelings. I knew I was pitiful, and I was just letting it be, just letting myself be and feel, which I think was really good for me. No, I know it was really good for me. Ah la la la. Ah la la la. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. I'm back! Okay, so we're watching this video. CBT me! CBT me! CBT me, CBT me, CBT me! CBT me! CBT me! Alright, weird this out of the way. I just want to be normal. I'm tired of this depression crap and anxiety. I was happy person. I have happy pictures to prove it. And they aren't just fake happy. They're actually me being happy. But no, it's like, oh, I'm so gross right now. I do enjoy the fact that I'm still, yeah, depressed and sad and poor me, but I have a sense of humor. I also think it's really cute that I have a little band-aid on my finger, and today I have a little band-aid on my finger too. Here, I'm witnessing a lot of anger in myself. Like, a lot of it. Like, I used to be happy. Like, I have happy pictures. You can see them right there, right in the background. I was like, I have happy pictures. I was happy once. And so I'm beating myself up for being sad. That seems, worthwhile, convenient, a good time. No, and I'm just saying this with love. Like, girl, you got some anger. Probably there was a lot going on with feeling a lot of pressure to do so well while I was up at school. This was before my second semester, so I wasn't taking 7 classes yet. I was taking 7 classes my second semester of freshman year, and 3 of them were studio classes. There's a reason why I was just not doing well. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing a lot of my anger because I felt all this pressure to be just as happy and just as productive and just as recognized as I was when I was in high school. I went from being considered a legend in graphic design and photography field, and as well as performing and like acting and singing and stuff. Like, I was excelling. I was cool beans. I loved my life. It was great. I won that superlative in high school for most likely to become famous for their photography. And freshman year of college, I didn't have that support. I didn't have that recognition. And all of a sudden, I'm this little tiny tadpole in this bigger pond. I was terrified, and it was very jarring. And I was so mad. I was so mad at myself, thinking that I was failing.
They started me on medications, and, it'll take a bit for them to, actually work. For the first couple days, I felt like a zombie, and I couldn't even cry. Obviously, I got over that.
Aww. See, just be a friend to yourself. I had a hard time crying in front of people ever. Let's CBT that, right? Okay, so why am I so afraid of crying in front of others? Probably because I saw it as showing weakness, and I was very not for that. I didn't recognize it then, and I guess I'm starting to come to terms with it, but I kind of am a private person. Other than putting this stuff up on the web and telling, globally the world, that, hey, this is me. If you were to work with me one-on-one, if you were to, see me at my jobs, I tend to just kind of keep this stuff in the DL. I mean, I guess there's a lot to talk about with this stuff, and people don't necessarily see me and think, wow, that person had a troubled past. Let's ask her about it. People don't do that. So yeah, there's a little sadness there. Part of me was like, why don't people do that? I mean, no one wants to be reminded of sad or uncomfortable things, but imagine how healthy the world would be if we were like, hey, why are you sad today? So Susie, why are you sad that day?
I used to be so positive and optimistic. I was annoyingly optimistic, and now it just feels like I'm just hopeless and worthless and all those things that go with depression. And it doesn't help with the fact that I used to be anorexic, and maybe I still am, because, look at me.
I kind of have this memorized. I watched it a lot.
Stop it. Stop it. And then, I would punch myself because I'm crying, and I'm tired of crying every single night. And I know there are other people out in the world just like me who are just going through the same kind of depressive feelings, and I seriously, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it anymore. I'm here at college.
Oh, see, that part is what always gets me. I can feel just how stressed I was then, and just how panicky. I can feel that build up, and then I just that release. It makes me want to cry right now. And oh. I just have it paused on such a sad little phase where I'm just like, pooh. Oh. And that panic was really just that. It's still something I get every now and then because I am away from family and friends. Oh. Yeah, my heart just really goes out to me. It really goes out to me. Oh, gosh, you poor soul. Oh, it's just that part where I'm just like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this or deal with this anymore up here at college. It kind of brought back this memory I had around this time where I would look out my dorm room window and just think about throwing myself out there. Just, I don't actually think the window opened, or I guess it did, but I was very high up. I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little dizzy right now. I just made myself all that emotion coming up, you know? I really would. I would look out that window and go, wow. I just remember the wintry scene and thinking I could just throw myself out there. And you know what's interesting? Is it wasn't I could throw myself out that window and nothing would exist anymore. It was I can throw myself out that window and feel and feel. There was something about the idea of falling through air. Just that segment of it, the falling through air and feeling. That's so weird. I never really thought about that before. It had nothing to do with like falling and then splat and then I'm dead and then I don't have to feel anymore. It was honestly about feeling. It was about throwing myself out that window to feel the wind and to feel my nerves, my skin, just feeling something. It's why I love the rain. It's why I love going out when it's raining out, because my skin feels. And it's not to say that I don't feel anymore, but I was feeling all this anger, all this internal inflammation and rage and just feeling, but I just wanted to feel physical stuff. I just wanted to know that I was alive.
I don't know if I can do it anymore. I have so many projects to do. Oh, God. I'm ventilating again. I feel like I'm whining, even though there's no evidence of that.
Oh, fake smile! Did you see it? When I flashed the smile and then the big eyes? Oh, Susie. Shut up. No, I'm being mean to myself. Oh, Susie. You can be vulnerable. You can own this emotion. See, I brought myself down there, feeling those emotions again, being pulled into that, and I have a headache too, so yeah. You know, I gotta honor what I'm feeling here today, and watching myself, and I have it paused on me smiling. I'm a little harsh on myself for throwing that fake smile out there, because that's not strength. You know, that's lying. And as uncomfortable as it is for me to be sad and to show that, throwing that fake smile out there, that is inauthentic. And maybe that's why the people that saw me edit this video and they saw that moment and that other moment, they probably thought, well, obviously she's just like faking the sad part and not the smile part. I'm frustrated with myself for throwing that smile in there and throwing that smile in previously. Now see, look, I can still pull it together even though this definitely doesn't look legit. I mean, my eyes are beautiful, but girl.
I haven't opened up to enough people to be whining.
No, I haven't.
People ask me how I'm doing today. They're like, oh, hey, Susie, how are you? If I feel like I'm being somewhat honest, I'll be like, oh, you know, whatever. Or, oh, you know, okay. Or, I don't know. But, you know, if I'm lying, I'm saying, oh, yeah, I'm fine. No, I'm good.
Smile, look at that.
I'm good. Let's see. I don't let them see this. It's like how I'm actually feeling, how I'm sitting here just, just crying. Or maybe not even any reasons, but what I tell myself, what I make myself believe, and I know completely that all the negative thoughts going in my head are completely completely irrational, and that I can get over them just by thinking positive and just realizing what, like, the actual, whatever, you know, the actual truth, the honest truth. But, like, the honest truth is, I feel like crap.
Me talking about the truth there was one of the first activities I learned when I was in therapy. My therapist told me to write down the thought that I was thinking and then the actual truth of that, you know, because, like, once you see your thought, like, I'm stupid, I should go die. Once you see that there, you can be like, oh, well, I know logically I'm not stupid because, I mean, if we're talking about, like, intelligence, you know, like, I'm a really smart chick, and I shouldn't go die because insert, you know, like, spiritual, like, I'm alive. I exist. I was brought into being, you know. Like, you can come up with a truth for that. And so I applaud myself for bringing that truth in there and trying to apply what I'm learning in therapy to this session with myself. My phone's going off. My phone's like, haha!
And I don't know how to stop feeling like crap. Or I do know how to stop feeling like crap. But when I try it, and it works, and then I get depressed again, it feels like it didn't work. I want it to be a quick fix. I want to just be happy. I'm gonna make myself cry again, and I'm not gonna do that to myself.
See, I caught myself. See, it was interesting because I was just talking about how I have the capability to stop myself from feeling like crap by the things that I'm thinking. And as soon as I realized I was beating myself up and I was starting to bring myself down, I caught myself. I'm like, I'm gonna make myself cry and I don't want to do that. Look, she's in there. The ability to get better is in there.
I'm gonna stop. I need to kick myself in the butt.
Well,
my friend told me
lovingly.
talking to myself would help me. Maybe it's different hearing the words actually coming out of my mouth than thinking them obsessively in my head.
I want to shout out to my friend who told me that maybe recording my feelings would help me feel better. So this goes out to Casondra. Casondra, none of this would have existed had you not given me that idea. So thank you so much for all of this. My recovery process and being able to share this experience with everyone out there on the web is all thanks to you.
Seeing a counselor every Friday. I only saw him 3 times, so he told me to write down all my depressive thoughts and all my anxious thoughts. It's easier to write down the depressive thoughts than it is the anxious thoughts, because the depressive thoughts are slower. They come out of my mind slower, and they're like, I feel like crap. I'm never gonna be happy again. And I know it's completely irrational. I realize that it's completely irrational, but it's a cloud. It's just so hard to get through the cloud.
Watching this is making me anxious, and so I'm like biting my fingernails. I don't know if you noticed that. So I talk about the cloud, and you may notice that my concentration kind of wanes in and out. You know, that's a symptom of depression as well. Just feeling, it's kind of hard to concentrate. I just had a lot of energy, and instead of penting it up in my body as rage and anger and discontent, I could have just like, when I was in high school, I was so active, like physically active as well, because I was acting, I was performing, I was using my body, I was very like physical comedian kind of da 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 da, and it felt natural. Whereas when I went to college, it was a lot of sitting in classrooms and being talked at, and then sitting at my desk and doing my work, and there was not a lot of time to be spent being active. And so that definitely worked on all this pent-up aggression and like blah, 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 blah.
Ew, I need a tissue. Yeah, that's right. I just looked at my boogers to get over it. I feel better. I just have to go through these moods.
Oh.
And unfortunately, today, I've gone through them like, how many times? 50,000 freaking times. let you know, I'm blind right now. I don't have my contacts in because I was crying so much. And I don't have my glasses on because I really hate watching myself cry. Like, even though I'm staring at myself right now. I hate crying. I hate being sad. Well, who likes being sad, actually? I need to talk to actual people. I'm isolating myself. I've become reclusive, and I'm not gonna lie, I have been, you know, happy that I haven't had more than 2 meals a day, at most. And that's not rational. And I'm a very rational person. Well, okay, sorry. No, I'm not. Because obviously you're seeing that I'm not a rational person. Good lord, is that my mascara all over the place? Oh, yeah. Look, I'm happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, joy. I think that's gonna be enough for today. Thank you for watching me cry.
Okay, so how am I feeling right now? Tuning into the present Sooz. Present Sooz is feeling headachy and sad. I had a headache previously, so I think that it's just continuing. However, the sadness, I definitely feel quite drained. I felt myself tensing in my stomach area, my gut. Just like this pull in and just up, just like, just that. You heard me talk about I should probably go talk to actual people, and I was isolating myself, and that was my desire to connect with other human beings, and that up in my gut was me resisting that, and I wasn't letting myself go out and show people this, because what if they rejected me? My friends from home I already knew accepted me for who I was. What about these new people? Can they handle this? And no, they can't handle it. I've already decided they can't handle it. And so I just went, up and in. I just felt like a burden the entire time. But you know what? That was the beginning of something great and epic. A great epic journey for the Sooz. And I'm here today. And I am stronger. I am more compassionate. And I can just be like, you know, Sooz, it's gonna get better. I promise you. You are doing such great work. You really are. So, that was CBT me. CBT me. CBT me.